Welcome back to our podcast. We're here with the fourth episode in the Margdarshan series, and I'm Anamika, your host for today. Today we have with us Charan Chandy. He's currently heading the BBA Entrepreneurship department at Inspiria Knowledge Campus. Charan sir is an engineering graduate with MBA in HR and Finance from Symbiosis International University. He has experience of 7 years in the software consulting domain, working on ERP packages. He has a good understanding of IT architecture and business consulting processes. He brings deep passion to train and shape young minds to face tomorrow's challenges. So let's jump right into it. So could you tell us what are the essential skills and qualities that are required to succeed as an entrepreneur?
First of all, Anamika, thank you very much for having me on your show. Well, there are numerous skills, which one needs to become an entrepreneur. But primarily, I would say that he needs to have an entrepreneurial mindset. So what do I mean by this kind of a mindset is nothing but he needs to have a bent of mind to recognize the problems in the market and have the passion to solutionize these problems, and after which he can convert these problems into a business. Second, he should be a risk taker. So without risk, there cannot be entrepreneurship because you are doing something novel which nobody else has done before.
How important is pursuing a degree in entrepreneurship for aspiring and successful entrepreneurs? Also, could you shed some light on what are the various problems that people face while on their journey to become a successful entrepreneur in the market scene?
So, one of the most important plus points of taking a degree in entrepreneurship is primarily to expose you to the many success stories of existing entrepreneurs. So that is the primary motive of a degree in entrepreneurship. Secondly, we also impart many skills to our students like networking, like cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset, like how to make a pitch deck, how to make a deck for funding in the market among the VC ecosystem, and so on and so forth. So our primary objective is to equip our students with the necessary and the basic skills to become an entrepreneur. So a degree equips you with not only just classroom teaching and knowledge, but apart from the classroom, we also give them platforms where they can engage into networking, where they can participate in competitions, and they can actually test their idea on their field as they are pursuing this degree.
What are the various problems that people face in the market?
It's again the students, look at ideas which are very, very, fancy and need a lot of high amount of investments. So that is the first problems that we as faculty face, that to bring down our students to think into scalable entrepreneurship models.
So could you share with us what are the various subjects that come under the field of entrepreneurship?
We give them a flavor of diverse sectors so that they have their basics in place and they are able to think new. While we give them the basics of running an organization, we also expose them to diverse sectors so that they are able to pick ideas from these sectors and start some new ventures. So the subjects vary from the HR domain, basics of accounting, finance, balance sheet analysis, core entrepreneurship related subjects like financial management and funding in entrepreneurship, common traits of entrepreneurs, flavor of digital marketing. They have a flavor of e-commerce, mobile commerce, and logistics and planning.
So are there any specific areas of specialization within an entrepreneurship degree that can enhance a student's career prospects?
Well, I would like to say that, entrepreneurship is a very generic, course as such. So it's not a specialist course. And that is where the beauty of entrepreneurship lies, because an entrepreneur is a generalist. He knows how to manage anything. And that is where his strength comes from. So be it finance, be it HR, be it marketing, be it sales, he knows every domain. I wouldn't say he will know it to the full extent, but to the extent of running and raising an organization to a certain level, he would have worked on the ground. And that is the success of many entrepreneurs. You talk about Ritesh Agarwal of Oyo Rooms. He has done all the things, while Oyo was just a very small company. So he was the guy who was handling the rooms, he was the guy who was handling the operation, he was doing the housekeeping, and he was keeping the books of the company as well. So
totally off the script, but back in the day when only commerce and science were considered to be the ideal subjects to study, and arts wasn't really that much of an option, at least that's where I come from. Commerce only provided you with so many options, meaning like BBA was one of them. And now we see the coming up of, specifically in our college, there's so many further specializations under the BBA department, under the umbrella of the BBA department. When I'm talking about this, I mean to say BBA Global, BBA General, there's digital marketing and so on and so forth. But so how does entrepreneurship set apart from the rest of it, and what exactly is what draws the difference between the rest of it? What would you say? Why would somebody pick an entrepreneurship course over BBA General course?
Well, the positioning of the course is very straightforward. You would want to come to a BBA in entrepreneurship because you want to become an entrepreneur, number one, or else you have a family business which you would want to join after getting a degree, a graduation degree. So these two are the primary aims of this course.
In a rapidly changing technology and data-driven industry, what are the emerging trends or technologies that aspiring entrepreneurship to be aware of?
Well, as you said rightly, it's a very dynamic field that we operate in. And if I have to pinpoint certain areas where entrepreneurs need to be aware of, is first of all, how to manage the books of the company. Because we are seeing a trend where the financial aspects of business need to be taken care of very, very thoroughly. So you must be skilled enough to understand accounting and bookkeeping. Secondly, you need to be abreast with technology. So you need to be a person who may not be able to do it, but you need to understand, because most of the startups in the current Indian ecosystem are also driven by technology, how to leverage technology for your business. So you need to be updated with the frontiers of AI, which is artificial intelligence and machine learning, I would say. And also you should be able to invest enough of yourself into digital marketing and such novel ways of sales and marketing, I would say.
What are the steps that one should take before launching a new venture?
You should be clear on your idea, which is the solution that you are providing to the market. You should be able to do a decent market survey so that you are convinced that there will be enough takers for your product or service. And thirdly, you should have a roadmap to achieve your revenue goals or targets.
But what are the common bottlenecks that are faced by budding entrepreneurs these days?
The common bottleneck that startup founders face today is lack of focus. So they focus more on growth rather than profit. And the VC ecosystem is also to blame for this. But then if you are growing at a very fast pace but you are not making profits, so that also lands you into trouble, because at the end of the day, the cash coming into the business is also important and not just growth.
What do you think is the industry like currently, with the difference of value of money when it comes to India and other countries abroad, specifically the USA or Europe for that matter? And how wise is it to kind of be investing in a project like a startup or in an entrepreneurial idea that could be maybe like a cafe or library, a general store or anything like that, maybe a school, maybe an educational institution, anything like that? How wise is it to be investing in the market currently?
So to answer this question, I'll have to step back a bit and say that the examples that you have quoted wouldn't be categorized as entrepreneurial ventures, for the only reason that there is nothing innovative in starting a cafe. There is nothing innovative in starting a library. There is nothing innovative in starting a school or a college. So entrepreneurship is mainly deals with innovation. So do you have an innovative product or service which you can launch into the market? So that is where you will be able to attract maximum investment. Because the product or service is innovative, they will have more takers and there will be a wide customer base for you in a very short span of time. And that is where the success of the startup lies. So the quantum of innovation that we need is such that the investors are automatically attracted to invest in this business and to see that scale up. And that is where even the investor will get maximum returns for the money that he is investing.
Right, sir. Do you think entrepreneurship is an appropriate enough choice of career over regular placements?
Well, in the current scenario, it is an appropriate choice. Why? Because there aren't very many jobs in the ecosystem. So entrepreneurship offers a very good alternative, provided you are rigorous enough to do your homework and be judicious enough, before jumping into this arena. If you are kind of a risk taker, if you are an high achiever, if you want to do good to the society and be remembered, it's a good career path to take.
What advice do you have for the budding entrepreneurs who are about to enter the industry or who are just about starting their way to the industry?
Well, my only advice would be to go for a good balanced course in entrepreneurs during your graduation studies and get exposed to multiple businesses. Now, your exposure to these kind of businesses will give you a sense of opportunity in the market. And this kind of an experience you will be able to leverage after your graduation to start something of your own. So you can even look for starting up something as a business and then slowly pivoting it to something innovative and becoming an entrepreneur. So if you start as a business, you will still be earning some money and you will be able to pump that money into something innovative and then scale up that business to become an entrepreneur. So this looks like a very less risk involving kind of a career path for my friends who are looking for a career in entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much for being with us, sir. And that's about it for what we have for the audience today. I'm going to close this podcast on that note.
Thank you, Anambika. Thank you.